Okay, hello. I know these updates are a couple of days apart, and I know these updates are a couple of days apart, and maybe I should at least, pardon me while I wipe out my screen. I think I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start sharing the fundraiser more every day. It might not be new updates, new stuff, because there's only so much I can say about living in a terrible house. I mean, I could give you my life history, but a lot of it I don't remember, and that's by design because it sucked. But I want to. Let's just share some lately stuff. Let me see. As if it wasn't difficult enough. Let's start with some good news. I did get a few donations. They've totaled about $95 so far. And I'm getting in little chunks at a time because that's the way GoFundMe does it. You know, they send you you get a donation, they send it to you. You get another donation, they send it to you after the first one cleared. Whatever. So I've gotten about $95 in donations, and after they took their cut, I've ended up with about $89, I think, that I got. I bought more meat for my cat. I bought a pizza. I could eat something too. It's not like I'm starving myself for days at a time. I'm not very active anyway because I can't breathe, because I'm depressed, because I don't know what to do. I started a streaming thing on Twitch because I like streaming. I like being able to talk to people. I'm not very good at it so far, but I figure I can play my game and a few people will watch. You know, it's just a game, and maybe some people will talk to me once in a while. I don't share about this circumstance on Twitch because I just want people to get in there and talk and have a good time. I'm not very good with my stream, I know, because I've got so much going on personally that I can't really focus on just having fun. I'd love to do it. I'd love to stream a game or something informative and just be out there talking to people and sharing life, because I'm not in a good position to share life locally, okay? I don't like where I live. Don't get me wrong, my neighbor has been great in doing what he could do to help out when my mom was alive and even after she died, but let's face it, when you keep taking steps to help somebody out and they don't seem to have accomplished anything out of it, it can be kind of demoralizing, and I don't blame them. I've never been in this position. I've never been so stuck, so confused in my life. I want to be useful. I want to mean something to somebody, you know? I want to be more than just this guy sitting here waiting to die, because that's what it is. I'm waiting to die. I'm waiting for my life to fall apart and die because I can't find a way out of this hole. I've been saying a lot, but I haven't given any solid evidence. So here you go. I hope you can see that. I did have the gas thing put in my name, so they can at least mail me the bill. I think the bill is still in my mom's name, but I put my name as a user on it, so they just have it mailed to me. That's what my gas bill's up right now, up to $892. Yeah, $892. It's going to get cut off on June the 3rd. No, that doesn't mean I haven't paid it for a year. That means I kept paying it, and then in the winter, that's how much it goes up. Because in the summer, I don't use the gas. Hell, I hardly use the stove. I live out of my microwave. That's winter. That's a few months of winter, and I paid along the way, and I still couldn't catch up. Because when it gets down to 8, 9, 10 below zero, in a house like that, where you get a cold draft coming from this bedroom or from the living room, which is much, much worse, it costs a little more to heat. I mean, I've slept with electric blankets. I've sat in the living room with coats on, but I don't want my cats to freeze, so I run the heat. So yeah, $892. And then here, this is the thing I got telling me about the house being auctioned. It comes in this thing. It was see, oh, I tore that part all off. Okay, that's there you go. That's I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to put it up. See, there you go. Yep, that Monica Kluzinski. That's my mom's last name. That was her maiden name. There you go. Okay, so there's that, and then there's this. This is the thing. It says, and where is it? Where is it? See, on the 17th of July at 10 a.m. See that? 17th of July, 2025. The house is going to be auctioned off to cover the balance of what was owed on the mortgage. So I have until July 17th. Now, I also found out some bad news. Someone else informed me that once the house sells, I, as my mom's child, am entitled to whatever it sells for above what was owed. But the problem is, I have two brothers. I haven't heard from them in decades, literally. One of them may have died. He was in poor health. But I come from a family full of paranoid, everything's a scam kind of people, and they never trusted anybody. They never trusted the government. The brother who, I don't know if he's still alive yet, he voted for the orange guy in his first election. I don't even know if he was alive for the second. I just can't believe that he did, but he did. My mom was a fan of the orange guy, and I can't stand that son of a bitch. But anyway, so yeah, the house is really going to be auctioned off. But what I was saying is, because my brothers don't want to be contacted, I may never see that money, or I will never see that money, because they have to be involved, and if they can't be involved, then I'll never see the money. Never will. So I'm screwed again. It just keeps getting more and more. Oh, and as long as you're talking about screwed, on the same day I got this, and I got this, and I found out that my, I may not get any money out of the house. I'm driving to the store after I got my first deposit from the donations. It's raining like a son of a bitch. I'm driving along, got the windshield wipers on. The driver's side windshield wiper flies off. Just flies off. So I'm driving in the rain with a windshield wiper that's busted, hoping I don't get pulled over because I haven't been able to afford to pay the insurance on my car. My car that's going to get repossessed probably in the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to be up to 2 payments behind again, and man, it's just I don't know what to do, and I don't put this online a lot because I don't want people to get mad at me, not to like me. But you know what? I'd rather not die of starvation than I pull the hair that's just sticking out of my face here. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a pair of scissors here. Not the greatest scissors, but maybe I'll cut this. I haven't even made for this, but I can just get this bundle off. Here. I know, I do weird shit. I know. Pardon me for just a second while I cut this, because it was driving me crazy. Okay, it's cut. I really shouldn't have pulled on it so hard. So anyway, what I was saying is, yeah, that's where I am. And I don't know what to do, folks. So, like I said, I'm gonna start putting it out there more often, posting about my situation, about the fundraiser, hoping someone will catch on and help out. Look, if you don't want to give me money, I'll take a job. Anybody want to hire a guy who can't breathe? I can't lift a lot. I'm decent with computers. I used to be a lot better with them. I went to school. I got my my MCP, my MCDST, my A Plus and Network Plus, but years ago, like in 2009, and I haven't kept them up to date because I don't have any money. Oh yeah, I was A Plus certified, A Plus and Network Plus certified. So anybody want to give me a job? Anybody want to let me start all over again? And I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to share this every day now. I'm just going to share it every day because at this point I've got nothing else to lose. So I'll try to talk and say something useful and meaningful as often as I can. But a lot of my confidence is gone. I've been shot down so many times by so many people. Yes, I'm 57 years old. Yes, I have cystic fibrosis. And I don't know how else to prove it. I don't know. I mean, I had a doctor once accuse me of not having it. He accused me of being a fraud because at the time I looked too healthy. That's what he said. I looked too healthy. There was no way I had CF. I was in my 40s, I think, 45 or 46. I'd been tested multiple times as a kid. But this guy decided that because, I shit you not, I gained weight while I was in the hospital. I ended up at a hospital that, first of all, had the best food I'd ever had. Forget that it was hospital food. It was awesome. So I ate. And I went from never weighing more than 120 pounds to 155 pounds in about 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah. Oh, well, why do you think that is? I don't know. It's a freaking miracle. I had to buy all new pants and everything. So yeah, that guy, that guy was sure I wasn't sick. So then the next time I got sick, he had me kicked out of the hospital because he thought I was a fraud. I could barely walk. I had to get they had this little shuttle bus that would take you to the parking structure because in some states they have a parking structure and you have to pay for your parking while you're in the hospital, which is a lot of fun. But anyway, yeah, they had a shuttle. The shuttle had to drive me to my car because I couldn't walk to my car. Yeah, it was far away, but if the shuttle had dropped me off downstairs, I wouldn't have made it to my car. He had to drive to the top to 6 feet behind my car. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to add. I don't want to talk about how terrible my life is all the time, but I've got nothing here. I've got nothing. I had dreams. I wanted to do something. I wanted to be useful, but God, I don't know where to go. This is so much. Look, I'm going to stop now, but I'll try to talk more every day and to beg, please. Please don't let me die here. Please don't let me die like this. I'm a good person. I'm a decent person. I'm a kind human being. And I just want a chance to be useful again. I live, I mean, why the son of a bitch picked this house out in the middle of nowhere? I'm away from everybody. If they hadn't put in new houses across the street, this place would still be a huge farm on one side, one neighbor, like, I don't know. Well, I guess if it was a neighborhood, the house would be like 4 houses down, but he's the next house over, because he's got a lot of property, and this place is almost 2 acres. And then there's but like I said, there was some stuff sold across the street, and the community or the city is growing, but it's still South Bend, Indiana. I mean, I guess if you like Notre Dame, good for you, but it's a small town with a tourist pricing rate, you know what I mean? I mean, the houses are dirt cheap. I saw a house for sale on a realty site a couple of months ago for $20,000. The whole house, a small house in Indiana, the whole thing, $20,000 out the door. I can't do that. I wish I had. Yeah, I'm rambling. I don't know what else to say. I'd love to say more. I'd love to have more to offer, but I don't. I want to live somewhere clean. I want to be able to bathe. I seriously, honest to God, have not had a shower since fucking March. Okay? And I've got $44 in my checking account now. That I just got $44. That was my part after the donations cleared. And I've got to feed myself and my animals until more money comes in. or until something breaks. So I'm not going to go pay to take a shower. You know, I've got a few of those wipes you clean yourself off with. I use them to clean my feet. God, I just, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm alone. I don't get to talk to people. I wish I had something more original to offer right now, but there's just nothing coming. And every time I look at myself talking and I see that disgusting mouth that's full of teeth that are all shattered and broken, and I think, how could anybody want to pay attention to that? How? I don't. I can't stand to look at myself. I cannot stand the sight of myself in the mirror. I don't like it, okay? I don't like this person, and I want to get out of him, and I would really, really appreciate some help to get out of him. Now, I've watched, and every time I put up one of these, you know, I end up with a donation or so, but I don't want to drown the internet in my pleading for help. You know, for anybody who thinks that I'm a pitiful piece of garbage who doesn't deserve it, most of the time I'm right there with you. I've never done anything harmful to anybody. I don't do that. I'm not that type of person, but I still feel like dirt. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. Because I come from a dirt family. I'm not proud of my family. I can't stand any of them. I mean, none of them will ever really help. They'll say they want to help, and they'll come over and they'll do a little bit, enough to look good and to get what they want out of it, and they'll go away. I've got an uncle. He lives locally. He's a big supporter of the orange guy. He's also a big racist. His idea of coming over to help when my mom was alive and depressed and dying, I told him how much help she needed in the house. He wanted to cut stuff out of cut down the trees that had grown in the yard, and he brought out a pile of mulch, and it sat under a tree in the yard forever because he never spread the stuff out. You know, he said he got sick, whatever. He's an alcoholic. Alcoholism. He was my mom's brother. Alcoholism is huge in my family. I don't drink because, duh. Let me see. I've had 2 suicides in my family. My 2 of my uncles. My Uncle Mickey when I was little. Or no, Uncle Mickey. Yeah, my Uncle Mickey, he died. Okay, the uncle that died that I was named after was my Uncle David. I was going to be Michael David, but my Uncle David died drowning, so I was David Michael. Him and my Uncle Mickey I was named after, and unfortunately, Uncle Mickey killed himself when I was, 12, 13. He was my favorite uncle, too. It was sad. Nobody ever knew why. And then my Uncle Casey, he was a Vietnam vet, a Marine. It tore him up, and he killed himself. I think it was in 2015, 2016. I didn't find out till much, much later. I was so sad about that. And, of course, my mom ate herself up over that, and the way she was being treated by her husband and living in all of this. She was depressed. She wanted to die. All I wanted to do was give her a reason to live. But my other uncle, who I will not name because he's alive and maybe he'll change. I don't know. He's the guy that came over and left a pile of stuff. So then he comes over while I'm in the hospital, and he decides he wants to clean out the house. Only he doesn't clean out the house. He just starts throwing shit away. Now my mom's husband wasn't just a hoarder. He didn't trust banks. He didn't trust anybody. So anything he owned of value was here in this house, buried with all of his trash. He would hide cash in books, in magazines, and well, I never got to go through all that stuff because my uncle threw it away while I was in the hospital. He also threw out a freezer full of food and all of the spices and all of the canned goods. He threw away everything. Everything. Because he just thought he needed to do that. He didn't realize, or he didn't think, that I had already gone through everything, and everything I kept was, up to date and safe to eat. He threw away groceries I'd paid hundreds of dollars for just before I went in the hospital. My freezer full of food, gone. My canned goods, gone. Everything, gone. So I've been living, hand to mouth ever since. All right, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to post this update, and I know it's all convoluted and mixed up. I just can't think straight anymore. I just can't. I don't know what to do. I've never been this lost. If you don't want to give me money, give me conversation. Talk to me. Tell me. Make some suggestions. And my God, don't tell me to go to the local Social Security office, because they're not even open anymore. You have to make special appointments. And I've already tried reapplying for Social Security Disability. Because of the Orange Man's changes, I won't even hear a first response for a year. I'm going to stop before I get really off on a rant. To those who have donated, thank you. I'm eternally grateful. I hope for the day there's something I can do for you. All right, thanks. Bye.